It's Sunday, February 13th, 2022. Time for another Fireside Chat with Dizzy. As you can see, there is snow on the ground again. It's snowing out here. It was not supposed to still be snowing. They had called for some early, but it was supposed to be done by like 1, 2 o'clock, and they keep pushing the time that it's going to end back farther. And I'm not really happy about this. I wasn't expecting really much of anything when I looked out the window. It wasn't anything sticking. I will admit that I had fallen asleep, and then when I get up and see how much it's covering the ground, and I hadn't gotten a bucket of grass for Thumper, so I was able to get her some, but not a whole bucket. I'm hoping I can get some tomorrow for Tuesday, so we'll see. It's supposed to be cold again tomorrow, so don't know how much we're going to end up. I don't know how well it's going to stick around tomorrow. What a difference from yesterday. Yesterday was high of 62 or thereabouts. I was actually out here in a t-shirt for a while. And then of course when the temperature started dropping, I did have to put on a heavier shirt, but it felt good. And of course, I don't know if you can see them or not. The horses are down there and they've got their blankets back on. Since we're not supposed to get a whole lot, I went ahead and stuck their hay out in the field because I don't want to have to clean a lot out of the running tomorrow. Now, if the weather guessers are to be trusted, this should be the last of the really, really cold weather. Well, Callie just went in. I have the Gidget's old house there for putting wood in to keep it dry so I can make my fires, and Callie just went in. I don't think she's very thrilled with the weather. Are you, puppy? She was a bad girl yesterday. She went all the way down to the road and across the road, and that's several hundred feet. I was calling her, couldn't figure out where she was, looking all over, looking in the other fields. She normally goes out of my field into the field over there and then goes in the back and wanders around and comes back up. Was seeing no sign of her. I walk out to the lane and I see her heading towards the road, and she's not listening to me. At which point in time I stopped calling her because it looked like she was possibly going in the road, and I didn't want her, if she was crossing the street, to come back when I called her and maybe get hit by a car. So I ran. I'm not really supposed to run. And I look up and I see 2 cars coming. They were coming at a pretty good clip, and she was on the other side of the road. I guess they saw me running because I put my hand up even though I was not anywhere near the road, motioned for them to stop, and they actually did. And she did come out in the road. I was able to catch her, get the leash on her, and she's not allowed to run around as much now. So I'm keeping a good eye on her. I had worked on my chicken house at my house. I got some of it done. I had hoped to have the fencing all finished yesterday. Got a text from my hay guy wanting to know if he could come out earlier than he was supposed to. So I figured that he must have had something come up in the afternoon, so I told him yeah, and of course that meant I didn't have time to finish the pen. Otherwise, if I'd gotten the pen done and gotten the door done, I would have been able to take chickens home last night. But it didn't happen. Should happen this week. Hubby is off his chemo medications, his long surf for another 2 weeks. He was not feeling good this morning at all. He says it feels worse after he stops taking it than when he's taking it, so I missed church again today. So we'll see. Went to see my dad yesterday. They didn't move him to the memory unit. He's in a room that's supposed to be a shared room, but he's the only person in there for right now. And he is really going downhill. My sister was up from Florida, so we were both there, and he was saying, oh, he's going to go with her when she goes to New York. And he says, well, I'm not in New York, I'm in Florida. He says, well, I'm going to go with you there. And I really don't think he knew what he was saying. He just seemed so out of it. He just doesn't remember anything that's going on. You know, my sister brought him into the room because he hadn't been in there when we got there. And when I left, I took him into the activities room because I just didn't want to leave him in all by himself. I feel so bad seeing him like this. For his sake, I would just as soon see him go to be with my mother. I know he misses her, and I would rather have that for him. You know, he got chickens all rounded up. They had some that didn't want to get rounded up, and they don't really like coming in when the weather's bad, but I was able to get them in. So that's about it for me for this week that I can think of. There might be more that I'm forgetting. I don't know if I already mentioned or not last time that I did find my poker that I was missing. This is my favorite one. So Callie's wanting to go home. Stormy should be just about done eating. I've got a couple of marshmallows. I'm going to roast them, and then I'm going to get going. So I will talk at you later, and have a nice day.